the death of a young Nigerian rapper, Ilerioluwa Oladimeji Aloba. His death has captivated the world. His face has been splashed on the mega screen at New York's Times Square, and virtually every major international media, CNN, BBC, the New York Times, Washington Post, NME has written about him, and the world has been captivated. What happened to this young man? How did he die? What were the circumstances leading to his death? Now, there's been a lot of speculations, accusations about his death, and they all seem to center around a young man by the name of Aziz Adesina Fashola. And facts seem to have just mixed in with conjecture. And today, I want Nigerians and the whole world to know the truth. And that's why we're interviewing the man known as Naira Marley, Aziz Adesina Fashola. Welcome and thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Now, without further ado, because I'm not going to beat around the bush, Nigerians want to know the truth. And so we're going to go straight and directly to the point. With all the speculations, accusations, and allegations surrounding the death of Ilerioluwa Oladimeji Aloba, people have said, and it's been reported, that you had a hand in his death. Now, I'm asking you directly, whether indirectly or directly, did you have any hand in the circumstances that led to the death of the young man known as Mohbad?
No, definitely no.
Do you want to elaborate?
You don't want to elaborate? Yeah. I've been out of Nigeria from the 31st of August. I've been with my family up to date. I haven't been to Nigeria. That's one. Two, he's left Malian music since, I don't know the particular day, but since 2022. He's left Malian music since. We have not.
Good afternoon, everyone. You're welcome to your own beautiful program that we call the Roundtable, where we talk about political updates and give you bits and pieces going on in our polity. The trending topics in our polity, we analyze them for you on the show. And of course, I don't do this alone. I do this with beautiful and wonderful persons, and together we analyze the situation of things happening in our polity. Issues eating up the polity we bring to you on the Roundtable. Segun Odunayo is my name, and like I said earlier, I'm not alone. I have two wonderful guys with me on the studio. They're regulars, and together we'll be dissecting some of the topical issues that is affecting the Nigerian populace at this point in time. To my right, the man on white, Hamid Fathi.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Did I pronounce the name correctly?
Well, of course you did not, anyways.
One day I will get it right. Like Nigeria.
It's nice
we'll get it right one day. And to my left, I have the man, Daniel Anyotoyi.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm very sure I got that right.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
50% good, 50% bad. Not a bad way to start the show. Very quickly, you heard the voice of Mr. Aziz Fashola, popularly known as Naira Marley. And he was interviewed by the former spokesperson to an ex-Nigerian president, Mr. Reno Mokre, yesterday. Remember that Mr. Aziz Fashola, popularly known as Naira Marley, had been in the news for the wrong reasons in recent weeks, and that is because of the death of one Mr. Ilerioluwa Aloba, popularly known as Mohbad, who died in controversial circumstances on the 12th of September 2023. And of course, you should have heard wherever you are, regardless of what village or state you stay, that for many days and for a few weeks, justice for Mohbad was trending on social media, with several protests holding in many places. Quickly, let me start from you, Hamid Fathi. Naira Marley has come out to say, I didn't kill him, I didn't do anything to him. He said he wanted to leave Malian music. He did leave last year. And he was the one that was troubled. There was a recorded video yesterday as well of him, of Naira Marley recording a conversation that I had with the late Mohbad, and I think they were having a video call and all that, where he was talking about the fact that you wanted to kill yourself 1 hour ago, but now you are fine, but you've told your word that I'm the cause. And he was even regarding him as a bon, like, I mean, Mohbad was referring to Naira Marley as my senior and all that.
I watched the video.
Now, what can we say about what is happening right now?
What I would say is that the Naira Marley's PR and legal team has done a fantastic job in ensuring that they make him follow certain due processes. And I think that is what we've seen. I mean, over the last few weeks, he churned out the questions where it was saying who treated him, the nurses, then went by saying that, okay, let us start pushing, because to me, there are agendas and PR materials that have been, churned out by these guys who have been one way or the other alleged to have been involved in the death of this person. So I strongly think that this is just PR for me. Honestly, it should come down to Nigeria.
You think the interview we had was just PR?
Yeah, well, that is true, obviously, because we heard the voice of the late Iluru Aloba in the video, and that could happen to anybody. I mean, this is someone that at a point in time had fed you, someone that at a point in time has housed you. It doesn't mean that when you have an ill issue between you, doesn't mean you shouldn't regard them, or doesn't mean you shouldn't respect them. Even Naira Marley himself, in the statement he released yesterday, stated there that they are having an issue, they are still dragging in court before his death. So this is, it doesn't mean, respecting him, calling him bros, calling him egbon, doesn't mean that they cannot have issues that can be very, very heated up. I mean, it works that way. It's just like me having an issue with my boss, and having the issue doesn't mean that I would disrespect my boss. No, I would not. I wouldn't do that, but because he still remains my boss. So it is absolutely normal for him to respect him, regard him that way. And if you notice the personality of this late person, he's not someone that is arrogant. He's not someone that is.
You can say that because you had a one-on-one with him.
Yes, I met him 3 times before his death.
Okay.
So
you guys are friends?
No, we're not friends. I've had to
then
meet
I
him
guess
3
you
times.
cannot say that.
But trust me, when you watch him when he speaks,
you are deducing from his videos.
Not videos. Even when you see him physically, the horror he pushes exactly.
Oh,
He's not someone that is
beautiful. Let's quickly cross over to Daniel now. Daniel, this controversy is not going to stop anytime soon. In fact, tomorrow the Corona inquest begins in Ikorodu, set up by the Lagos State government. So we are in for a long haul. His body was exhumed. Somebody was asking me if his body was buried. I said I do not think so because it was exhumed. I don't think they've put him back on the ground because that will probably require another set of fanfare and But looking at this now, Naira Marley has come out to talk. People are saying Naira Marley should speak. Naira Marley should speak. Now he has spoken. What do you think about what happened yesterday? He said it sounded to him like PR propaganda. He was just pushing it. He said his lawyers were probably polishing the whole thing and they've told him what to say. Naira Marley came out to say the young man was troubled. Many times from the videos we saw, the young man accused his wife at a point, if I die, it's on you. I'd also accuse Naira Marley, if I die, it's on you. Accuse Malian Music, if I die, it's on you. Who exactly do you think, because we are not, we have to be scientific about this now, we have to be practical. What can you analyze from this situation?
Well, we have experienced a lot of issues with this Mohbad case.
Saga.
In fact, it's Nigeria will never even have thought that would be in this a very long discourse. However, the situation is not yet clear because of all the controversies that is surrounding it. But I would say this, okay? I think we really need to calm down. When the incident started, all the rows and all that, I said it was a good one that the youths could come out, yes, demand justice for a fellow youth. Very wonderful effort, very wonderful procedures. However, we need to also think, what if all the crucifixion, the public poll that is now against Naira Marley, what if Naira Marley is not directly involved or even is not involved in the death of Mohbad?
I think people are angry because of the bullying now.
Yes, we are, a lot of youths are angry. Everybody is angry. In fact, myself, I got to a point I said, why would somebody be treating a fellow human being like this in such manner? And is in your life, in fact, a star for that matter, that you know that this person could fetch you a lot of money. Why would you? But now we had the death, unfortunately, and it's so painful. Nigeria lost a star. But we should just also take it easy because, in fact, remember the police spokesperson, Muyiwa Dijobi, mentioned that Nigerians are interfering with the investigation. And this is very important because the way it's going, I know us as Nigerians, if the judgment or the investigation, the reports, everything does not go in the way of what Nigerians expected, then it will mean that the investigation is false, which should not be. So we need to calm down, allow the police to investigate and do what they need to do. Now, back to your question, where you mentioned the fact that Naira Marley came out yesterday. Yes, of course, you won't expect him to come out during the heat of all these issues. Because it will be like you are using a coal-fire and all that, mixing all that up. So at the time that we had a little bit dousing of detention, he had to also come out and say, okay, this is the situation, this is it, listen to my own side, this is what has happened, this is what has happened. I saw somebody posted somewhere and said, and the voice that was speaking was not Mohbad, it was made up. I said, come down, you heard the voice. You heard the voice, but they just, anything is possible in Nigeria, anything is possible anywhere, but the reality is there that we need to also listen to whatsoever. I don't succumb because even I was one of those, when Naira Marley came on board, I was one of those that said, what is happening to our young ones? You will see a young boy who's saying pantless, another girl, no manners, one will say braless. Naira Marley brought a lot of confusion to the young ones. And I said, yes. And I said, no, this is wrong for our culture and all that. I remember a lot of people criticized me then. And you can see what we have today. So I think it is wrong for us to have these positions.
Now, still on this topic. Now, Naira Marley has said, give me protection, I will come to Nigeria. Daniel A has said, Nigerians should allow the police do their job. Now, it looks like everybody is now bringing it to the court of the Nigerian police. Now, do you think the Nigerian police force should listen to Naira Marley now and, okay, we are offering you protection, come here for investigation? I mean, he wants to be safe as well, of course. Do you think that is possible?
Well, I do not think it is not possible. However, we have to look at the history of policing itself in Nigeria and the intricacies that surrounds the officers of the Nigerian police force. It's not about the force itself, but the persons in the force, right? We've had issues, several issues, of how cases were mismanaged by members of the Nigerian police force. I mean, so it is very risky to say that, oh, okay, Nigerian police force is going to do this thing to the dot. But then, if we are to look at the situation of things here, I think people should not let emotions get too much of them, number one. I saw some responses to the tweets he made or the post he made out there saying he needed protection. People were saying that, okay, he should come over to Nigeria. They're going to welcome him home from the airport and all of that. You see that this is a subtle threat. This is Nigerians telling him that just come and we will show you. You understand? And it tells you that if at the end of the day, this person is not even involved or responsible for the death or for whatever circumstances that led to the death of the late Mohbad, then we are wrongfully punishing or wrongfully criticizing an innocent person. We should not be. However, on the contrast of it, emotions are high. People are tensioned. Why? Because we lost someone. Look at the streams. Look at the number of achievements Mohbad has been able to garner since his death. And, you know, it is so painful that this person doesn't get to enjoy the beauties of the things he worked hard for. The gains, the profit of the things he worked hard for. I mean, this is someone who is now ranking in the world. Not even in Africa, not in South Africa, not in West Africa. He has
3 songs in the Billboard.
In the Billboard top 10 at the moment. So this is the dream of an average. Even some top stars that we have in Nigeria today has not been able to get to that point,
of course,
in their career.
Of course.
So now someone died and he's getting there. You are seeing him getting mentions from people like Lil
Lil
Dog.
Dog.
I mean, these are international acts.
Oh, you listen to Lil Dog?
Well, I do not.
All right.
But obviously, I know Lil Dog.
All right, very quickly, let's move over now to Daniel. Daniel, lastly on this matter now, before we move to other topical issues affecting our polity, where do you think this case is going to lead? The whole investigation, in fact, it had become messy. From people asking his wife to go for DNAs, to theories that the baby belongs to Sammy Larry. At this point, there are like 1 billion theories around this subject matter. But where do you think we have to go?
Like I rightly said, first, what if? The what if is also still there. What if is not Naira Marley? What if, according to him, the people that are actually did this thing, they are trying to shift the concentration of the investigation to one person? And that's why we need to calm down. Now, the aspect that where is this leading to, we need to also find out. Of course, my colleague said the aspect of the police not being, but I want to say that it's very important. Don't forget that the police are not the only one carrying out this investigation. We have the DSS there. We have even the state government of Lagos State. They're already, everybody's hand is on deck to make sure that they unravel the mystery that is behind the death of this young man. So it's very important we also look at that. So I believe to a very strong extent that we have capable hands on ground that will be able to look and unravel the mystery behind the death of this young man. Now, and also the reality for the aspect where we are having the DNA issues, then people are really, they are really funny. A lot of people are using this to gain traction, to gain attraction, to using cloud. Yes, chasing cloud, saying a lot of things, and so we have to really keep focus and ensure that these people making. Come to think of it, somebody is calling. A lot of these persons have forgotten that there are still youths out there that are suffering worse situation than what we have, than what Mohbad faced. If we come back to our own level, or we go back to the level of the common man, do you know what an apprentice face in the hand of the boss? A tailor, a carpenter that is learning, apprentice, do you know what they face? Some of them, you find out that before they will eat afternoon food, they will stand hours learning this, doing that, and some get beaten. So I've seen somebody that said, I will never learn a trade in my life because of how my boss is doing.
Right.
So a lot of these are really...
Emotions are
so don't let us forget that, very important, that the persons that are carrying out the investigation should also look at the fact and be able to explain what really happened between both of them and tell Nigerians so that we don't. And a lot of things are also happening in other label that we are not looking at. So there should be something to guide against such situations.
Anyway, the Lagos State Coroner inquest begins tomorrow by 12 noon at the Justice Johnson Court in Ikorodu. Tomorrow by 12 noon. The coroner inquest begins tomorrow. I'm sure that they are going to be unraveling quite a number of stuff that many persons probably do not know about. And
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, that many persons would like to know exactly what is happening. So very quickly, we move to a story that has affected every single Nigerian, especially Nigerians in Nigeria. And this is the case of the Naira. On this very, very program, in the past, we've many times talked about the policies of the government. We've praised some, we've criticized many, and we've also analyzed it as the case may be. However, the CBN defaulted on payment to banks, payment of FX, to banks. And if you check your platforms, your various platforms right now as I'm talking, if you check your phones and check how much the Naira to dollar is, you will discover that $1 is going for about Naira 97, Naira 98, Naira 99. On some platforms, you are buying for 1,000, 1,050, and in extreme cases, 1,100. Now, I'll be asking my guys. A couple of months ago, the Nigerian government decided to float the Naira, allowing for market forces to take absolute control. And many persons had various arguments, pro or anti, as regarding that particular subject matter. and we are no longer pegging the naira to the dollar. That also came about. But now look at what is happening. We are not exporting too many things. We are a country that depends a lot on importation. And right now, even our crude, we have another controversy because right now we are probably even not getting the best out of it financially. Remember that the government went out to get a 3 trillion, I think it's 3 trillion now. $3 billion loan, I beg your pardon. $3 billion from Afrimax Bank. Yeah, and then we are hearing now that those monies have not even come in. And we are also hearing that it's also probably going to come in next week. Fatih Ahmed, this is a matter that affects everybody. Right. Because whatever we buy that is not here, that is not from here, everything has gone up. Interestingly, about 90% plus of things that we buy, of commodity that we use, is not from here. So we are in serious chaos at the moment, and we do not know when we are going to come to the end of this matter. What is going on?
To start with, I think that we are in a dire situation. We are in a very terrible situation, and we are in a pathetic situation, because it is sad that we would witness a time in Nigeria where our naira would be 1,000 against $1.
This has never happened before.
It has never happened before under anybody. And it is a call to action for our leaders to know that our situation is not only there. We are in a case of
this is chaos.
It is more than chaos.
This is financial chaos.
It is a financial phantasmagoria. We are in a sequence of imaginary series affecting us from the left, right, center, front, back. It is terrible.
Catastrophe.
It is a catastrophe. That is the right word.
Catastrophe.
So now, if we are to look at the floating of the naira, here on the round table, when the naira was floated, we discussed, we said it, that this is, some people said, okay, this is a fantastic idea. Some people said this is not a fantastic idea, right? And then when we look at what international markets said, economists, experts, they said this is a fantastic idea for us to float the naira. It gives us the real idea of what our currency really worth out there, right? So I think that it is too early. While I am still saying that this is a terrible situation, I'm still saying that
Fatih Ahmed, today is 28th day of September. Am I correct? Yes, 28th day of September.
Yes.
We have not gotten to December 2.
Yes.
When the catastrophe usually comes down on us hard. And people are already predicting that we are headed
to 1,005, 1,600,
2,000
yes.
to $1.
Yes.
And you said we have not hit the catastrophe.
No. I'm not saying we've not. Don't get me wrong.
I'm getting you wrong.
Exactly, you are getting me wrong. What I'm saying is that it is too early to say that the government is not putting adequate measures in place to ensure that this is mediated, right?
Okay.
Or this is mitigated, sorry.
All right. Very quickly now, let me move to Daniel. Daniel, many times the Minister of Finance, the Finance Minister, Mr. Walede, has come out to say speculators are only speculating. But the speculators are getting it correctly. You know, every time they come to announce to us certain things and it looks like they are putting up measures, but from May 29th till date, it looks like it keeps getting worse. We have not even gotten to the peak of the time that the problem is supposed to come at us, which is usually November, December period. This is still September. We are yet to hit October, and we are already experiencing this much catastrophe. And everything we have practically doing in Nigeria, we import toothpick. We import everything. What is the way forward, please?
And the way forward has always been very funny. You see, the way forward, that was something we have always been saying. This is not the first time, and that is why I'm laughing. It's not the first time, because Nigeria, we are good at doing one thing, if nothing at all. We know how to endure suffering. And so it has always been there. We know how to endure. Before this administration, the previous administration, we complained, even at the beginning of the administration, that Nigeria, we are suffering. Before that time, Jonathan administration, we are suffering. This. Yes, it's true, we are in catastrophe. And whatever grammar you called it, we are in that. In fact, we are in trouble in Nigeria. However, we are used to it. We will come out of it. But one thing is there, okay?
You are sure this Nigerian spirit will not break one day?
No, it won't. We will come out of it because I can see the president. He has started. The new CBN governor has made some promises.
We are going to that.
And we we should be rest assured, okay, if I would say that their hands is on deck. And we should have that hope.
Mr. Wale Edu made certain promises some weeks and months ago now. Now you are telling us the solution is in the new CBN governor?
No, it's not only the CBN. He can't do it alone, of course. The president also is moving up and they're doing all those. So I want to believe, and I want us to still keep that hope alive. Okay?
No. I'm coming to you, Amit.
I want us to keep. I want us to keep hope alive. Very important.
Recently, Senator Adamu Oshiomhole was addressing the Senate. I don't know if you saw that video, and he said, "When the West are clapping for you, you are doing something wrong." When we made these policies, everybody, the media of the West, Western media, they were hyping this government. Oh, fantastic. Annulment of the fuel subsidy removal. They hailed it. Devaluation of the Naira, they hailed it. Free markets, they hailed it. And then Oshiomhole was saying that it looks like it is not working. We probably need the government to have their hands, get their hands involved. Because now that we are divorcing the government from economics, it looks like the market forces is not stabilizing because of the chaos that we have around it. So why don't we have the government come in and lead the markets? Even though the problem, what this president has addressed is that it leads to corruption. But why don't we remove the corruption from the government and they allow the government to drive market forces at this point in time with the way we are headed? Don't you think we are preparing for a long term of enjoyment, but the suffering that we envelope the country will be so heavy that we have never seen it before?
Yeah, Shegun, all the time and over time rather, I have always campaigned that Nigeria should be a country whereby we would have prices of almost everything we buy regulated. We have given spaces to what's it called, free market, to the extent that people extort other Nigerians. Let me give you a clear perspective for you now. Imagine me buying a commodity. I do not want to mention any brand. A commodity at 250 naira around Agbo, University of Ibadan area. And on getting to Monia, Akele local government area, just almost the same local government area in the same state, and I'm buying the same commodity for 700 naira in the same state. Now, this tells you that the greed of us as Nigerians sometimes affects the market more than even the government. Just by the mention of we are going to remove fuel subsidy, they have not even implemented it. Nigerians have started selling outrageous amount of money.
That was expected.
Of course, that's what I'm saying. That it is not even outrageous. So later they were now selling fuel for 570, 580 at the time, but people were already selling for 800, 1,000 naira.
Should I tell you why?
On that night of May 29, when the president made that statement.
That is possible. No,
that's what I'm saying. That we need to have an agency that actively regulates price. When we do, what is their function? That's what we are saying. If they have, when we have it, what is their function? How are they ensuring that they ensure strict compliance by those who are who are selling stuff in the country? I'm not talking about fuel alone. I'm talking about every commodity that.
Let me tell you the reason why that is
down to even soap, bathing soap in the house, down to toothbrush. Everything should be regulated, because if it is not regulated, people will overprice this and they will start making other Nigerians suffer. So we need to have agencies fully in charge, fully on deck, to ensure that they monitor prices of goods. If markets are getting out of hand and people are putting ridiculous profits on the amount of what they are selling, they should be arrested. They should be fined.
No. You can't blame.
I think Fateh Ahmed is proposing that we become 100% socialism state, because some of these things he's saying here can only happen in states like North Korea, Even China is no longer a full socialism state at the moment. Probably states like North Korea and the likes.
That would be the best for us.
No. We practice capitalism here.
It doesn't matter.
He allows for certain, and this president looks like a very serious capitalist. Because he's even opening the
he is a capitalist. He is a capitalist.
But very quickly now to Daniel. This man is proposing socialism as the solution to our crisis. We are only talking about the issue of the dollar, the issue of importation. 48 hours ago or so, somebody met with the president. I mean, one of the president was outside of the country, of course, and was shouting cassava. What do you call it? Commodification of the naira, which was very sensible actually to me, because if you look at the number of things that cassava can fix, importing of cassava. I mean, let's just talk to you about it. Daniel and Yonto, what is the solution to 998? 998 is a problem. Oh, give us the solution.
Well, you see, let me first start from where Amid stopped. You see, you can't blame the people selling in the markets for some of these issues. Yes, we know there is greed, but look from this perspective. You buy a product or a commodity, you stock your shop, and after stocking, you are expected to sell them and go back to the market. But before going back to the market, you suddenly heard that this price is no longer this price.
Are normal.
No.
But I'm talking about outrageous increase.
We do not have time on our hands.
Outrageous increase.
Daniel, I told you 30 seconds, please.
So you understand. So the prices increase. So the person feel that, okay, when I'm going back to the market, I will need more money to buy that product. So that is why they
put about 700% or 1000%.
No. Those are not logical. You have not.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying that
1000% increase
that should be worked on.
It's also not factual. You have to provide.
Bro, it is factual.
Atmosphere in the studio.
It is factual.
You can see 100% capitalism facing a 100% socialism right here. But I think I do agree with Senator Adams Oshiomhole. I understand the ideas of the presidency as well, because I understand that truly you need an open market, you need a free market to be able to get to the peak when it comes to economics. At the same time, Nigeria is not on the level of these countries that are practicing
not there yet.
Free market.
We're not there.
The question is, what are we importing?
What are we exporting?
Sorry, what are we exporting? I beg your pardon, not import. We import everything. What are we exporting? Now, I was saying the other day that there is no reason, there is absolutely no reason for the president to go anywhere and tell them, please come and invest in us. We need your money. We do not need it. Tackle insecurity, tackle electricity challenge, and tackle 2 or 3 other challenges.
Roads.
And watch people
come themselves. You don't need to even tell them.
We are investing in you. Very quickly move to the next topic, which is the topic of the NLC and the federal government. They've been at loggerheads since May the 29th after the statement fuel subsidy is gone was made by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the 16th president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Because while everything is increasing, salaries are the same. Money that is being spent by Nigerians remain the same. Monies that they do earn has not changed, while monies that they are spending has increased times 2 or times 3 as the case may be. Now imagine a man with a wife, with a baby of about 3 that is in school. He's changing his apartment. He's paying for his babies. As the second baby, his salary has not increased. The school fees of his kids have increased. He's paying a very crazy amount because everything has increased by 100%. The 2 children are in school. The man is the one working. Now imagine such families across the country. NLC president has finally said on Tuesday, October 3rd, Tuesday next week, sorry, October 2nd, is that October 2nd, October 3rd? I think that's October 3rd, because Sunday is 1st, that is going to shut down the country. We are hearing reports, rumor has come out that the president is going to make an announcement on his October 4th speech that is going to announce the new minimum wage on that day. Like I said, the reports are strong that he's going to do that. But NLC have given us that, told us that on Tuesday, we are shutting down everywhere. NLC or FG, whose side are you?
I am strongly on the NLC side.
Give me 2 reasons why in 2 minutes.
People are suffering, Shegun.
I agree.
People are suffering, and at this point in time, we need to the government need to understand that the people need succor. The people need to become calm. And the only way that is reasonable for you to make people calm in this very what's it called, tense situation is to ensure that first, increase the minimum wage for them. Secondly, give them the demands. Let workers what's it called, have a change in their lives. I mean, look, you gave an example, a private example yourself. For someone that is earning, let's say, for example, 150,000 naira, and the person in the past was spending about 30,000 naira for transport. Now that the fuel has gone up, the person is spending about 60,000, 70,000 naira for, and the person has to fuel the gen,
and children,
paying about 15,000 naira for gen. And today, personally, my gen, I was spending 15,000 naira for 50 liters of petrol before. About 11,000, sorry, for 50 liters of petrol. Now I'm spending about 30,000 naira
every month
for 50 liters of petrol. Not even up to
it finishes,
exactly. So not even up to a month again. So it is ridiculous. At this point in time, the federal government has to listen to NLC. If the federal government is not listening to NLC and backing NLC to go on strike, let them shut down everywhere. Let the country be on standstill.
Do you stand in support with this man who wants to shut down the country? Are you standing with the president who has said, give us some time, and people are saying, give us some time?
See, where do you want to continue giving them time?
The senators are still collecting their allowance. They even send themselves pass-through. Or what did they say?
I mean,
prayers.
Pass-through sharing money between themselves.
Somebody yesterday was appointed, at least I know of one, I don't know if it's more than one. Somebody yesterday was still appointed by the Speaker of the House of Reps, essay on something. The essays are coming in droves. New ministers are coming now, the Minister for Youth and the Minister of State for Youth. The whole thing is becoming bogus, but Nigerian workers, the salary is remaining the same.
Are still suffering.
But Abuja boys are becoming bigger. Daniel Ayotoye, some light.
Even if you expect me to support the FG, you thought I would. Definitely not, because you can see everywhere is hot, my brother. Are you seeing what is happening in the streets?
I'm not.
Everywhere is hot, serious one. We are in big trouble in this country, big trouble. Because if you look at the situation, the whole system of governance in this country is totally, should I say rubbish? It's rubbish. Because how can you expect a common man to survive with this kind of system? And these men, these politicians, they keep allocating huge resources to themselves.
This is nonsense.
Go to the House of Assembly, Senate, House of Rep. Bogus amount of money, bags.
When you hear the money, sometimes
you get angry. You
will shiver.
I think the problem we have is our system of governance is not working, and we need to sit down and look at it. I was speaking with somebody yesterday, and he said, "Come, listen, we need to change our constitution," and that is the truth. Change the constitution.
Saying that the constitution is the problem. Daniel Ayotoye has always, in private and in public, has always held that opinion. I do not agree with that because I don't. It's the same people now. Have we known Nigerians? It's not like we're shipping the people out and bringing the new people in. If you bend the constitution, the people will still bend it. It's the same. You are not removing Fate from Nigeria. You are not removing. It's still the same people.
No, we will be able to allocate the resources that is meant for the local government, resources that is meant for the state. Let them manage their resources themselves.
We're having governors that are siphoning.
Then there should be a way. There should be a way. These governors will go and meet them somehow. We're not just to just. Cut them off from that place. Doing what is stealing all the money, the resources in the country.
I understand Daniel Ayotoye's point. He has every right to be angry.
Come on.
As much as Ahmed Fateh and millions.
People are hungry.
As much as millions of Nigerians out there, we are sorry for the situation, but it's really beyond me or anyone.
Sincerely.
I mean, I understand this anger. I understand what everybody's feeling at the moment. Prices have increased. House rents are increasing. School fees increasing. Price of fuel for 50 liters increasing. So I do understand, and the money is coming in on a monthly basis. It's for some reducing, for some remaining the same, except for earners in foreign currency. So that's why many persons are saying it looks like for many that is a way to go. But how many persons can earn in foreign currency? That is going to be all for you guys on the show today. Remember, like I always say, if you guys are not there, we have no reason for being here in the studio. My guests have been Ahmed Fateh and Daniel Ayotoye, respectively. The fantastic guys have been pressing the right buttons. I can see Joshua Adeleke smiling right now. I can see Ganil Oshunibi equally smiling with his blue cap right now. And I can see Olalekan Olabode, looking wonderful. Melanie Ishola is gorgeous. You need to see the dress she's on. And last but not the least, Margaret Osazua completes the production team. Margaret is also looking very beautiful. You are wondering why we are on Native on Thursday. Here at the Punch, we do celebrate the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It's our country, it's your country, I guess, watching us. And we have no other country to go. This country must work. It is our country.
Must.
Even if you leave, Nigeria is still your country. You cannot delete all your friends on Facebook and have the guys from the country, even on Twitter as well. So the reason why we are doing it is because we are celebrating Nigeria, and there is something in house for members of our organization where we just cut the cake and just celebrate our country with the green, white being.
I'm on green, white, green.
Yeah, of course. And one color that I don't know. On behalf of the members of the crew, my name is Shegun Odwan. I was saying, have yourself a fantastic afternoon. We'll be here same time next week Thursday, dissecting these policies and situation happening in the country. And of course, we'll pick the topical issues, the most topical of them, and we analyze. Of course, if we are here, it's because you are there. Hope to see you next week. Bye for now.